What's that?
Need something?
Nope.
You don't need something?
Nope.
What are you doing?
Just taking pictures.
Okay.
What's your name, badge number?
Officer Askey, badge 043.
Okay, I'm gonna step back a little bit.
You got Browson PD. You live here?
I live somewhere around here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, just taking pictures.
Okay.
Yep. My name is not important.
Get away from our cars.
Is this public property?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not public property.
Where's a restricted area sign?
You want to stay away from our cars.
Okay, so where's the restricted area sign?
Walk right here. Not walk around the vehicle.
I can walk around the vehicles. I can. Thank you very much. You can give me that you can give me that policy or whatever that I can't walk around the vehicles.
It's not a policy. It's government vehicles.
Okay, but
Stay away from them.
okay, I have
You don't need to walk up to the driver's.
I have every right to walk up to these vehicles.
Where's your ID at?
I don't have it. I don't have to give it to you.
You're going to give it to me.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, what crime are you suspect me of breaking?
You're walking around our vehicles looking into them.
Okay, is
Most
this
normal people don't look into our patrol
is this
cars.
public property?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
I told you you can walk back.
I have every right to
I
be
told you
here.
to stay away from our vehicles.
And I have every right to be around your
You just
vehicle.
walked over there looking inside the car, did you not?
I did because
Yeah,
I have right
give me
to.
your ID.
I do not have to.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
You just went to our vehicles and looking at them.
Your vehicle.
No person.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, the place where truth meets authority and the camera never blinks. Today, we're diving into an encounter that exposes the gap between power and the law itself. What happens when an officer, sworn to uphold justice, can't even define it? The story begins with a man quietly filming. No threat, no weapon, just a camera. Yet within seconds, suspicion takes over reason. The officer's voice carries arrogance, not authority. He demands ID, invents rules, and twists safety into control. The citizen stands calm, knowing his rights. Every question, every order, becomes a lesson in the Constitution, one that the officer clearly skipped.
Okay, well
No one's sitting.
those are police vehicles.
Not videos of vehicles.
Vehicles.
Yes.
They are
Correct.
police vehicles owned by the city.
Yes.
This is public property.
Yes.
I have every right to be on public property
Yes, you
and
do.
look in city-owned vehicles.
Let me tell you something, buddy, because I'm not lying with you.
Okay.
6 cops have been killed this week, in this month.
Okay.
And some guy walking around the parking lot recording vehicles is not. It's not normal.
Okay. Well, it's not normal, but is it legal?
So what I'm
illegal?
gonna do is I'm gonna do a police report and figure out who you are.
Okay. Is it illegal?
I didn't say it's illegal.
Okay. So.
But it's not normal.
Okay. Am I being detained?
Yes, right now. you
Okay.
are.
So for what crime?
I need your information.
Oh yeah, I'm not giving it to you.
Okay.
You can call a supervisor out here.
30. Where do you live at?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions.
No.
Okay. What are you doing recording our cars?
I'm being detained.
I already answered that question.
Okay. So I'm invoking
What's the
my.
purpose of coming?
I'm
here?
invoking
I
my-
saw you.
Okay.
Let me finish talking.
I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, so I'm being detained.
Let me
Therefore,
finish.
I have
Let
nothing
me
else to say to
finish.
you.
I see you walking on the sidewalk, whatever, and you come in here and you start filming and looking at our cars. Why are you looking at our cars? What do you need to know about a patrol car? Sorry, I'm recording you too, buddy, right there. What's your purpose of walking around our parking lot looking at patrol cars? I know you don't want to talk. I can stand here all day, I got too sick.
What's your name and badge number again?
I already gave it to you.
Just I didn't get it.
I already gave it to you. I don't have to give it to you again. I already gave it to you.
Okay. Well, you don't have to.
It's right here.
The situation heats up fast. The officer accuses him of being abnormal, claiming that filming police cars is suspicious. But suspicion isn't a crime, and the cameraman knows it. The officer's logic collapses the moment he admits it's not illegal, yet still declares detention. You can hear the shift in tone, frustration masked as authority. The cameraman refuses to cave, refuses to hand over ID, and demands a supervisor. It's a power struggle playing out in real time. The badge versus the Bill of Rights. Every second the camera rolls, the illusion of control starts to crumble.
You don't have to.
What's my name?
That's fine.
Officer Askey.
That's fine. I just need to know who I need to file.
043.
Just need to know who I need to file the complaint with. That's all.
Go ahead.
For illegal detainment.
Illegal detainment?
That is correct.
Illegal detainment? Mm-hmm. Walk around looking at patrol cars.
Hey guys, so is suspicious a misdemeanor or felony?
It's a suspicious suspicious.
Okay,
Not a crime.
okay.
Particularly suspicious. Why would you walk
Okay.
around patrol cars and film it?
So is this public property?
It is.
Okay, so that way I have, this is public property, guys. As you can see, this is public property. There is no restricted access areas. I am being detained by this officer here on public property. There's no restricted area signs. That is public property. As you can see, I'm in all of my rights to be here, to record the cars, and this guy right here is detaining me for suspicious activity.
Walking in between our cars and looking at them and recording is suspicious.
Okay, well.
The increase of violence against us and people killing us like
wow.
So you want to film our cars and go in between them? I want to sit here and talk to you and figure out who you are.
Okay,
I'm going to find out who you are.
Okay, well, you can say so.
So hold your camera there for 20 minutes an hour. I don't care.
Okay.
Until 6 o'clock, buddy.
Great. Awesome. We'll be here all day.
That red dot right there, you're on camera too.
We'll be here all day, buddy.
Get a shot of that.
We'll be here all day, buddy.
Yes, we will.
You will be educated today on the First Amendment.
What's that? Freedom of speech?
Freedom of the press. Yes, sir. Where I can record anything that I can see from a public accessible place.
You can.
That means eyes cannot be trespassed.
I'm gonna figure out what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I just told you what I was doing.
Why are you looking at our car?
Because I can.
By now, the crowd watching online can feel the tension. The officer's anger rises with every unanswered question. Why are you filming? What are you doing here? He demands. But the truth is simple. Filming public property is not a crime. Still, he doubles down, calling the act suspicious while admitting it's legal. The contradictions are painful to hear. Then comes the turning point. The officer calls him a duh, completely dropping professionalism. It's no longer about safety or law. It's about ego. The citizen, unfazed, declares, "You will be educated today on the First Amendment." And at that moment, the balance shifts.
You plotting something?
I can.
Okay.
I can look what I want to look at.
Sergeant will be here in 1 second.
Absolutely. And then I'll be going inside to do a complaint form on you for harassment and illegal detainment.
Harassment?
Yep. You're harassing a citizen on public property, on city property.
I'm asking you why you're looking at our car.
Because I can. Because I can. I told you that.
Okay. Fine.
You don't make the laws.
No, I don't.
Exactly right.
No, I don't. You don't either.
I don't. But I can go by the laws.
You can walk wherever you want.
I sure can. And that means up to that police car if I want to.
You're staying away from my cars and staying
Okay.
away from looking at them.
Okay. Well, we're going to see what your sergeant has to
If you
say.
want to look at my car, look at my car. I'm standing right here.
Well, I don't have to get your permission to look in anybody's car. It's the city's car. You don't own the city.
I know I don't understand it.
Okay.
So we can play this warrior crap all you want.
Well, you call it whatever you want to call
Figure out
it.
what you're doing.
Okay. I've told you what I was doing. You don't like it?
Why are you filming?
Because I can.
Just because you want to?
It's my right to
It is
film.
your right.
That's
Why
right.
are you doing it?
Because I want to. I don't have to explain to you.
I'm pretty sure this is what you do, and you just come here to be a dick, pretty much.
Really?
To get people riled up.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of officers getting shot. I'm tired of getting ambushed. And this right here, you walking in our cars, this is going to get my wheel spinning there, wondering what to do.
So is it illegal?
I didn't say it's illegal.
Okay.
If I'm figuring out what you're doing.
Okay, well, I've told you.
Okay. You can record all you want.
I'm going to
But
record.
why are you recording?
Because I want to.
Why do you want to?
Because I want to.
Why do you want to?
Because I can. How about that?
Okay.
Because I can.
How about that?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at our cars?
Because I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop pacing back and forth.
Really? Why?
The officer tries to intimidate, pacing like a guard protecting secrets. He invokes fear, talking about officers being killed, as if that justifies trampling rights. But fear doesn't rewrite the Constitution. The cameraman stands his ground, using calm logic against emotional threats. Is it illegal? He repeats, forcing the officer to admit again. No, it's not. Each admission weakens the badge's shield. When backup arrives, the tension feels suffocating, yet the citizen doesn't flinch. He knows one truth. The law is on his side, and the camera is his witness.
I have a right to pace. I'm not under arrest, am I?
No, you're not.
Am I? So we've already got it that I'm being
Pacing
detained.
back and forth. I don't know if you're going to take off running.
If I was going to take off running, I wouldn't be here for the last 14 minutes and 50 seconds or whatever.
Right there, you can talk to him.
Cool.
You file your complaint with him too.
I'm going to. Trust me. What's going on, Sarge?
What's up, man?
Hey. So I guess he called you out.
What's going on?
All right. So I'm here. I do First Amendment audits.
What's that?
I'm about to tell you what I do. So I go out to police departments, county buildings, city-owned buildings, county-owned buildings, and I just walk around the premises and see if I can record in public without being harassed like I have been by this guy. So I go around, I look at the cars, I go inside the building, I look at the building. It's my First Amendment right to do so. If everything's good, I go. I'm not out to cause a disturbance or problem.
Now the building today is different because we're closed.
It's still city property.
But you can't go in the building when it's closed because we're the only ones access. There's no access to
Okay, well I haven't, but I have not.
Second and 34th.
Okay.
No, I was just letting you know.
Okay, well I also want to file a complaint against this officer because I'm actually detained right now doing a First Amendment protected activity. And I have the tape. He's actually called me. He's actually called me a dick and stuff like that. And I have every right to be here. This is public property.
So you come on police property and different property.
Well, it's city property.
Well, city property.
Yes.
Just to see.
Then the sergeant arrives. His tone is different, steady, professional, almost curious. He asks, "What's going on here?" and listens as both sides speak. The cameraman explains the purpose. A First Amendment audit, testing public accountability. It's not provocation. It's education. The sergeant nods, realizing the issue isn't legality but ego. He calmly explains policy while acknowledging the man's rights. This is the contrast, professionalism versus pride. The same uniform, two mindsets, and it's clear which one represents the law.
If somebody's gonna stop you.
Yeah.
And all that.
It's because it's my First Amendment protected activity to do that.
Why would you want to?
Because, let's see, do y'all respect the First Amendment?
But I was just wondering, why would you want to put yourself in that situation?
Why not? It's actually normal. It's not illegal, is it?
It's not illegal.
I didn't think so.
Now, the only issue we have is looking in the police cars.
Well, but it's on public property.
It is, and it is public property. But when you start recording inside our police cars, we don't mind. You can record all you want. We just like to identify who it is. That way, we can say if something goes missing or something's taken out of that car, I can tell my boss tomorrow, hey, this is the guy that was walking around yesterday, because there's no cameras or nothing on these police cars.
Okay, well,
so that's the reason we ask to identify yourself. Especially if you're looking, I don't care. You can sit in my police car right now.
I don't want to do all of that.
I'm just saying, look at everything you have. You can sit in his. You can look at anyone you want. But the minute we don't know what you're doing it for, because unlike you're doing it for a specific reason, we do have people who do it for the criminal element also. So
in the middle of the day?
Well, you'd be surprised. People break into cars and stuff in the middle of the day.
I don't know how many people's breaking in police cars in the middle of the day, if at all, but I hear you.
Weapons got stolen on the cars. But yeah, there's stuff in the cars that we might not like.
Well, I mean, if it's on public property and it's not in a restricted area, I can be at that car.
Yeah, I didn't say you couldn't.
Oh, he did.
I just said that I would like to identify you.
Okay.
That way.
I can go to that car. If it's in a public accessible area, I can go up to that car. It's the law.
The dialogue deepens. The sergeant admits there's no crime, but tries to justify the officer's curiosity, saying they just want to identify people in case something happens. It's a weak cover for unlawful detainment, but the citizen doesn't lash out. He holds firm, reminding them that no ID is required without suspicion of a crime. Every sentence exposes a lesson that power without knowledge is chaos. Even the sergeant concedes, saying it's not illegal. The camera captures a rare moment, a citizen teaching the system how to follow its own rules.
You need to look at it.
But look, like I said, the only reason I would want to identify you would be for if something happened to that car. Otherwise, we do tours all the time around the beach.
Okay, well, I'm going to identify myself, and they call me good citizen. How about that? Good citizen.
That doesn't work for me.
But I'm not breaking the law, so I don't have to give you my name if I'm not breaking the law.
But you understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
Okay.
100%, but I don't have to identify myself.
In order to file a complaint on him, I would need your ID.
You actually don't. You don't. I just filed a complaint on Winder PD for the same exact thing as this guy did. So.
And you just told him good citizen?
Yeah, of course I did.
That was the name you used?
Of course I did.
I can do a report.
I'm definitely not going to let you do a report for me.
You're not going to tell me to do a report.
Well, I can actually.
I'm going to do my own.
Actually, you work for me, so I can tell you what to do. I don't answer questions. So.
I understand the reason you're doing your job.
Well,
all right, look, hold on.
But you have a dick over there.
Look, I understand the reason you're doing your job. But on the other hand, when you're on police property or city property,
there you go.
When you're on, hey.
As the conversation winds down, The officer's aggression fades into silence. The sergeant maintains composure, trying to close the encounter smoothly. But the citizen still demands accountability, a complaint for harassment and illegal detention. His voice is calm, but the message cuts deep. Rights are not suggestions. The sergeant listens, admits the mistake indirectly, and releases him. If you're free to go, you're free to stay, he says, a quiet surrender to the truth. The cameraman smiles, still recording, knowing he's just documented a textbook example of abuse and correction.
There you go.
Now, when you're on city property and you're doing this to entice...
Absolutely not. I was actually minding my own business.
But you told me the reason you're doing this is to see if somebody does.
If my rights are respected.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, that's the reason we asked, like I said, the reason we would ask somebody to be identified would be because you're walking around our cars and all that, and there's other things.
Gotcha. All right, well.
So that's the reason.
Am I being detained, though?
I didn't say you're detained.
Well, he's detained me, so just need to get that.
You were here when I pulled in.
So am I still being detained, sir?
Go.
Okay.
You don't want to tell us why?
If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay, right? Okay. All right, Sarge. You are actually professional. I definitely appreciate that.
Take it easy.
So I'm gonna get a couple more pictures, and then I'm gonna get out of y'all's way.
Yes, sir.
The final words hit like a warning. This was never about filming cars. It was about freedom. What we witnessed was the plain view doctrine in action, something police use daily but deny citizens the same right to. It's hypocrisy, and this video exposes it completely. The narrator closes with a powerful reminder. Never provide ID unless you've committed a crime. Never answer questions meant to trap you, and always record. Because without the camera, there is no accountability. Knowledge is your weapon, and the First Amendment is your shield. Stand firm, stay calm, and always record the police.